Okay, hi children. Now we are doing this second set of the practice paper. So question number 1, when a metal bar is placed in a hotter surrounding, what will happen to it? So we know that the metal bar is now in a hotter surrounding, and we know that when an object gets heated, it will expand. Alright, so option A, it says it will lose mass. Now this doesn't happen. Alright, mass will be constant, kept constant. Then option B, it says contract. Well, that's already wrong. It should expand. Alright, so part C, expand, because it gains mass, again is wrong. So option D, it will expand. That's correct. So because the particles gain energy and vibrate faster away from each other, so answer is D. Next, question 2. Now the diagram shows an inverted flask containing air, and a tube is placed into the flask and then placed into a beaker of water as shown. Alright, so what will be observed if ice, alright, they say ice, is placed at X. So over here, we know that inside there are air, alright, these are all air, and it will be contracted, okay, air will contract. Okay, of course the flask itself, okay, the glass will also contract. But of course the contraction from the glass will be a lot much less than the air, because air is a gas. So what we observe now, when the air starts to contract, now it creates a smaller amount of pressure, air pressure inside. So the air pressure outside right here is greater, so they actually push the water, alright, push down the water, and what will happen is the water now will rise, alright, so it will now rise up. So here they say option 1, bubble is formed. No, that's not true. No visible change, actually not true. Water level will drop, not true. It will rise, that's correct. So answer is D. Okay, next, number 3, a boy puts some ice cubes in a glass of drink to lower the temperature of a drink. What is the main process by which the water at the bottom, so at the bottom is referring to this part, the yellow color part, by which the liquid at the bottom of the glass cools? Okay, so very straightforward. Here you have the convection current, alright, so warm liquid, or I should say water, okay, maybe I should say liquid because I don't know is it water or not. So warm liquid will rises, and over here cooler, okay, sorry, I should say warmer liquid, so cooler liquid sinks. Okay, so that will be the convection current, so answer will be B. Okay, question number 4. Now a glass with thick sides cracks when boiling water, so boiling water is poured into it. What's the main cause of the glass cracking? Now again, this is talking about heat, some object being heated up, alright, because boiling water, they will transfer heat to the glass, and I will expect glass to be expanding. So actually it's very straightforward. You can see for option D, right, the glass undergoes an uneven expansion in its inner and outer sides. So this creates this uneven pressure, okay, on the material glass, and that will cause the crack. Now if you look at the other options, right, density, option A, density here, maybe it will change, but it's not really the key reason why the glass is cracking. Low tolerance for heat, I don't think that's the main reason. Okay, glass has been quite okay with it's quite tolerant towards warm liquid poured into it. Next, uneven contraction, this is definitely wrong. Okay, it should be talking about expansion. Okay, so we have answer as D. Number 5, Amphids are insects that feed on the nutrients produced by plants from photosynthesis in the plant set. by inserting their mouth parts into the part of the stem that transport nutrients. Now this one is very straightforward. Transport nutrients, these nutrients, I think they are talking about the nutrients produced by plants. So that means it will be like food. Alright, so we understand that food is transported by this phylum, alright, over here. So answer must be D. Alright, and C actually is a xylem that transport water and dissolved nutrients. B is actually the ground tissue. And A will be the epidermis. Alright, that means the outer layer. Okay, so very straightforward. Talking about transporting of food, it must be the phylum. So it's actually this part. Okay. Next, number 6. The bar chart shows the concentration of oxygen in the blood samples taken from 4 different blood vessels in the human circulatory system. So which blood sample is taken from artery entering the lungs? So if you're going to enter the lungs, that means your O2 level must be very low. The oxygen level must be very low. So answer will be B. Okay, number 7. Animal cells swell and burst. Wow, okay, they swell and burst when placed in pure water, but plant cells do not. So when we see this, right, swell and burst, immediately we'll be thinking of the idea of osmosis. That means water actually goes into the cell. Alright. So which of the following best explains this statement? Now the option here, they say animal cells have a partially cell membrane, but plant cells do not. Now this part, that's not true. Plant cells also got partially permeable membrane. Animal cells have a permeable cell membrane, but plant cells do not. Again, it shouldn't be permeable, it should be partially permeable. So this is wrong. Okay. Plant cells have a cell membrane made of cellulose, but animal cells do not. Well, that is correct. Okay, because the cell walls of the plant cells, right, they have this cellulose, and that will actually provide the very strong structure so that the cell does not burst. Okay, and option D, they say that plant cells have a thicker cell membrane. Well, maybe. Now we are not sure, but this has nothing to do with the in order to explain the statement. All right, so answer will be C. Okay, question 8. A student places 3 potato strips of equal lengths, P, Q, and R, in 3 Petri dishes containing different concentrations of sugar solutions, and the lengths of the strips are measured again after 30 minutes. And the results are plotted. So you can see that over here, this is a percentage change in terms of the length. Alright, so P actually changes a lot. And for Q, it actually changes 0, no change at all. So this is at the 0 level. Okay, 0 level. And R actually, instead of increasing in the length, I think it actually shrunk, right? Because it's in the negative region. Okay, so over here, if for Q, right, if there's no change, that means the concentration level, right, of the solution is actually equal both inside Q and outside Q. All right, so we can straight away say that answer is B. All right, because they say the potato strip in Q has the same concentration as the sugar solution. So the water doesn't enter, as in there's no, the net transfer of the water, right, in and out of the Q is 0. Alright, so the change in the length will also be 0. Okay. If you look at the other options, for A, they say Q has lost water. Now this is already not true because there's no change in the length. Talking about firm, actually not really relevant. Okay, so we can ignore them. Okay, question number 9. Now this is a very familiar question. Alright, you got the following parts. I think we can just label them: esophagus. Of course, this is a stomach. Alright, stomach produces a lot of enzymes to digest food. Same for pancreas. And number 4 is the liver. And 5 will be the gallbladder. Alright, we have already went through this question in the previous paper, so you can refer to that. Which one will involve in digestion of proteins? I think stomach and pancreas. That's straightforward. Answer will be 2 and 3. Okay, next. Now you got the male and female reproductive systems in humans. Okay, I would like to label them first. All right, you got this uterus. This is number 2 is the fallopian tube. Number 3, a penis. Number 4 would be the ovary. Number 5, testes. And this is a uterus. Alright, so which one will bring about puberty changes? Alright, so this one will involve the hormones production, and that must be our the testes and also the ovary. Alright, so answer will be 4 and 5. Alright, so I will just stop this video first. Look forward to the next part 2.